I don't gotta hurt you, God will. You and your feeling for no reason, bro. You built your own hatred off looking at me. What's wrong with you? You can't stop what God built, bro.
So one thing about it, I've been talking to these old people for over a year now, and one thing that I can pick up from them, from just general conversation, just the bare minimum of conversation, is that they are afraid to die, and they will pay any amount of money that they believe is necessary in order for a procedure, a medication, or a, anything to keep them alive. They will pay, and they will show up to these doctor's appointments with high expectations that whatever's going to be done is going to prolong their life. And because I've been thinking about how fearful a lot of them sound when I talk to them, I've started to envision what I want my death to be like, or what I want the end of my life to be like. I see myself dying a certain way thanks to the people that I see that are so afraid to die. I started visualizing how I want to leave up out of here. So essentially, I actually started to feel bad. Like, it's like I can see, what I'm saying, all of this negative energy that may come from a collective group of people, even sometimes our own people, the people that look like me. But when it comes to them specifically, they suffer in ways that if I wasn't right here, right now, like I wouldn't have known. Like I've spoke to so many of them that I see that they have a different type of suffering. They have a different type of internal mental suffering than people of color. And I realized how much more the system is created to benefit them on a 3D level, only on a 3D level. And then I realized the potential that we as melanated people have this type of joy. We have this type of strength that can only come from within, from something that is higher than what we can even imagine, but we just know that it's there. We just feel it within our existence, within our being. It's very indescribable to someone who may just only follow what's going on externally in the world versus someone who pays attention to both, right? The feeling is, it's different. So when God said, vengeance is mine, and I could like pick up on what these people are going through collectively within their quote unquote race, I started to feel a little bit bad for them. And not only did I start to feel bad for them, I started to realize like I could understand like why they feel a certain type, or why they feel a way towards, you know, us, right? And I could understand it and I could accept it. Once I could accept it, then it just like things started clicking. It's like the same way they feel about us is the same way that anybody has the right to hate anything or anybody or any purpose or any cause. It's a choice, right? To want to hate somebody or to hate something or to hate a group or to hate, you know what I'm saying? It's a choice. Like for instance, YT people may have a hatred towards people of color, right? I myself had to forgive the ones that I had hate in my heart for, because I realized that that hate in my heart wasn't doing anything good for my internal structure, my internal self, my internal conscious awareness, right? That hate wasn't doing anything for me, but I needed to understand it. And I could understand how they felt about us because I felt a certain way about a particular type of people, right? And those people that I felt a certain kind of way are the ones who prey on children. And so the same way that I was able to validate myself or my feelings towards that group of people, it's the same way I was able to accept what YT people feel about, you know what I'm saying, us. And it's not all of them, obviously, but it is a large portion of them. And I had to just be like, okay, it is what it is. Like, I had to learn that, you know, I've never looked for validation in those people, right? I've looked for it in my people, but not in them. But it just helped me to understand that I don't need the validation from anybody, right? I have all of the validation that I need from the Most High. So for me to sit here and search for it in the world is really, it's pointless, right? So I saw them suffering when, you know, I hear them, they calling in, they're going through this, they're going through that, they are suffering. While it may look like they have, you know, things on a physical level, they really suffer. And I started to feel a little bit bad for them, you know, when I seen how God was out here handing out them the vengeance. When I seen God handing out the vengeance, it all made sense, you know. Like, somebody does something wrong to you, you don't necessarily have to do anything to get them back. You don't gotta do nothing to get them back, because the get back that God will do will be 100 times, 1,000 times worse than anything that you would even be able to, like, waste your energy on trying to create some type of revenge on somebody. Like, it would be useless energy for me to sit and think about anything other than the goodness and the glory of God when it comes to trying to get my lick back. Like, I realized that God was doing what God needed to do, and I was like, even if I was trying to get revenge on somebody, some of the ways that life plays and pans out, it's like I couldn't have thought of this, I couldn't have did this. This is above me, right? When that lady in that viral video said, "This is above me. It's in God's hands now. It's always in God's hands. Whether or not you give it to God, it's always in His hands. He's the Most High is always taking count. The Most High is in them secret places, in them dark secret places in the mind and in the heart that nobody can see. But you know what's in there, right? God is judging what's in your heart and in your mind. According to your heart and your mind is what you'll be rewarded with. So that's why, you know what I'm saying, like, I don't, like, I just let God be God.